Today in the crypto space, we see Bitcoin kind of going sideways, not doing very much in the last little while. Ethereum still hovering around that $1,900 mark, and Bitcoin still hovering around $35,000. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, pretty much going sideways. Few dips, few rallies in this market. We see Solana coming down just a little bit, Elrond coming down after a massive rally near protocol, coming down just a bit. But overall here, guys, this market is doing pretty good. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about Ethereum, the largest altcoin out there, the heavyweight of altcoins. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, or you can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. And of course, guys, join that Discord. The Discord is a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, learning material, and all that good stuff. All right, guys, today's video is all going to be about Ethereum. Of course, we're going to take a look at the Ethereum chart, but I feel like we definitely need to, number one, look at what this market is doing, and number two, let's see what Bitcoin is up to, because if Bitcoin can give us a bit of an edge, it will definitely inform our thesis on Ethereum. So let's continue looking at this general market. We see BNB looking pretty good in the last little while. Nice little pop to the upside, and XRP doing pretty good as well, 8%. Generally speaking, we see a lot of these altcoins doing pretty good, 5% give or take, another 6% for Chainlink, looking pretty good. So slow grind to the upside for many of these larger cap altcoins. So even AVAX doing pretty good, slow grind to the upside, slow grind here and there. I think it's the lower caps or the mid caps that are doing pretty good lately, getting some real pops to the upside, getting some real double-digit gains, right? And that's the thing here, guys. But we're seeing a bit of a sideways, maybe a slow grind here. We have Near Protocol looking a little slumpy. VeChain finally waking up. Yesterday we talked about VeChain, that I felt like it was going to wake up, and it is currently doing pretty good so far, 13% to the upside. Quant doing pretty good, maybe slow grind to the upside. Injective doing awesome. Of course, Injective has been doing so well in this rally to the upside, guys. In my opinion, if you're in some real good gains, just come up with the strategy on how you're going to protect them, because the market's going to want to take them away. So whatever it is, whether it be trailing up a stop loss, taking a bit of profit, just be prepared that the market's gonna turn around one day. It may not come down that hard, but a bit of a pullback is definitely due. We have Caspa doing okay, consolidating at 2.9% to the upside. Overall, not bad. Nice little rally up, but now in consolidation. What else do we have here? GRT, the graph, waking up. Nice 30% bounce here on the last 7 days. Pretty good for the graph. I like the graph. What else do we have here? Elrond getting a bit of a pullback, not much, maybe a retracement. We can call it a retracement after a fat rally. What do you expect? Pullbacks, profit taking, all of that is definitely due. What else? Thorchain waking up again, getting another impulsive move, and again the list continues. A lot of these altcoins are deep in the green, and we have Decentraland. A lot of them are coming, going to those higher levels. We have Phantom looking pretty strong. Kava. What else do we have? First Digital. What is going on here? Another stable coin going sideways. Trust Wallet still grinding to the upside, up 54%, guys, for a wallet. That's pretty good. Not bad. 24% to the upside. Pretty good there for Trust Wallet. I think it's based on the Binance news that they have something coming up very soon with regards to an update or something like that to bring in the masses. Remember what I always said, one of the biggest issues right now is getting mainstream society all up in crypto, making it easy for them. So it could be that Binance is going to bring some sort of service and maybe integrate Trust Wallet into the service, right? So something to look forward to. Mina protocol kind of going sideways. We have Gate waking up a little bit. KuCoin's definitely doing very well, 20% to the upside in the last 7 days, and the market is looking pretty green. And now, of course, there's some gainers, some going sideways. Overall, guys, this is definitely a green market, no doubt about it. Although the heat maps are looking a little bit, dip-like, in a little bit red, but overall, guys, the market is still doing very, very well. So, in my opinion, what should be done right now is not get bearish. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is basically get defensive. Come up with a plan to defend those gains. If you've been in double-digit gains, deep in the green, this is where you want to protect your profits. Okay, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts. Let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin up to? We'll take a look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll jump into the Ethereum chart. Bitcoin, at the end of the day, is still kind of going within this consolidation, within this little ascending wedge or ascending channel to the upside. And this ascending channel is at a good level of potential resistance if you use Fibonacci. It is definitely at the 1.618 extension, and we're going to look at this in a little bit more detail. So if you kind of zoom out and you see what Bitcoin has been up to, of course, it got that next leg up. It hit the 1.618 extension. It is currently at a good level, and the 1.8 extension is basically taking a Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, and you can see that it hit that 1.618 extension on the dot. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we're trying to come up with a plan here. What's going on in this local level? Now, is Bitcoin going to continue to the upside and hit that 40k level? Maybe, but the indicators right now are leading me to believe that it could be due for a bit of a pullback. Okay, now if it doesn't get the pullback, 40k is the next target for me. That's where I'm interested in seeing Bitcoin head to. And at the end of the day, I'm also curious to see if this bearish type of pattern is actually going to break out bullish. It's all about probability. It's just statistics. It is possible to see Bitcoin break to higher levels, although an ascending channel does definitely lead us to believe that it could be ready to roll over. Now, to couple up with that thesis, we do have this bearish divergence still in play. And the MACD is looking more bearish than anything at this moment. We see the RSI definitely coming down to lower levels, sloping down while the price action is going up. And we see the same thing here with the MACD. In fact, the MACD is showing us a little bit of confirmation as we speak, with an EMA cross and one little red histogram bar to the downside. So this leads me to believe, look, the bearish sentiment could come in around the corner. So be careful with that. To get into a bearish stance is not a bad idea. You're getting a bit of confluence at this level. And for me, at the end of the day, getting into a short position has to be really, really strategic, in the sense that you got to be ready to stop yourself out at previous highs at about 36k. Whatever you get, whatever the position size is, be careful, because we could get another sweep of the highs, and in fact, we can even get up to about 40k. But you can see that if we do start rolling over here, based on all this divergence that we see on the daily, even the 4-hour, and we'll get into the 4-hour in a second, we have a bit of a volume gap right below that could definitely allow the price to fall right down to about 30k, 32k. So I'm interested in seeing what happens here, which is basically in confluence with the previous high that we broke out of. Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Also, the 4-hour is still kind of trending to the downside. You can see the price actions moving up while the RSI is moving down, and the MACD is getting into a very, very tight consolidation where we should see an expansion phase very, very soon. But at the end of the day, guys, stochastic RSIs, regular RSI, the MACD, the daily is showing very overbought conditions. And as you know, we've seen many projects, especially the altcoins, invalidate any bearish divergences. Bitcoin could definitely invalidate this bearish divergence and head to the higher level. So it's all about probability. The probability is now that a rollover is probably in favor for down to about 32k. However, guys, if it gets invalidated and we start trekking to higher levels, expect for another move to the upside, and stop yourself out if you're getting into any shorts. All right, guys, that's my take on Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is kind of hesitant here, and it's giving us a bit of a mixed signal. But what is Ethereum up to? Let's take a look at ETH. The heavyweight of altcoins could be giving us a good indication of what's yet to come, but some of these altcoins have already moved significantly. And if we slowly zoom out here, you can see that Ethereum at the end of the day is still within a nice pattern. It's a nice ascending type of wedge, and bears are going to love this pattern. Of course, you're going to see a nice impulsive move down, a nice bear flag essentially, and then a continuation to the downside. Is that even possible? And it's definitely possible, guys. We got to consider that if you're going to look at this as a consolidation, is definitely possible. Right. But at the same time as well, if this is the beginning of the bull run, what this could potentially be is a pivot point. Now, we're definitely overbought here on the daily. We're definitely overbought. You can see that the RSI is definitely over that 70% mark on the RSI, and the MACD is way overextended, and it's pretty much in tune with all these previous pops to the upside with regards to the RSI EMAs, which, you know, could lead us to believe that maybe we're due for a bit of a dip and a corrective move. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, corrective move meaning that we are currently touching these previous highs, which, you know, kind of built a good level of resistance. You can kind of see the volume really significantly diminishes after about $2,000, 2K. After about 2K, there's not much resistance, and you can see that based on the volume profile that we don't have much going on. It slowly kind of dissipates, and it's very in line with this price action right here. These lows, maybe this low, but for sure this high, and this high. All this level is pretty much the zone that we got to watch out for. So really what I'm keeping an eye on, what I'm going to do is alter this in a little bit to kind of, you know, accommodate some of this price action. And I'm going to make this, look, if we basically blast right through here, there's a good chance that we'll keep on going. There's a good chance that we'll blast right through this volume gap. There's a good chance that, you know, we'll reach higher levels. There's a good chance for a lot of this. But what about if this is a bear flag? And what we're really looking for is an impulsive move, a continuation move to the downside, ultimately, that fails and doesn't break lower. That failed breakdown would be absolutely bullish. An impulsive move down gives us a confirmation that this was the low, and then all of a sudden, off to the races. Is this guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not, guys. If you zoom out, we're in still a decent phase for Ethereum, for a DCA, for a bit of a buy order, and if it does come down, you know, to about $1,000 or even about $1,200, that would also be a very good place to buy the dip, right? So it's all about DCAing. Don't try to catch the bottoms, absolute bottoms, because that's where it becomes very difficult. And we can't negate the fact that right now the daily's overbought. Now the 4-day, if we get into bigger picture, it's slowly trying to get at overbought scenarios. You know, it's slightly overextended here on the RSI. You can see that the purple line and the yellow line are way separate from one another. And statistically speaking, the purple and the yellow want to stay close to one another as much as possible. Look at the past. It rallied up, came back to it. Rallied up, came back to it. Went away from it, came back to it. Now, went away from it, rallied up. Is it going to come back to it? And now, so a mean reversion is definitely due. It's definitely possible to see a mean reversion play where we see Ethereum take a bit of a pullback on the 4-day, and based on the daily, that would make sense because we're overbought. So maybe a bit of a dip, something like that. Maybe even come back to about 50% mark, the chop zone for a little while, or maybe completely oversold once again. And doesn't mean that has to be a massive dip, but it could be definitely a bit of a dip and giving us a breakdown with a confirmation. Now, from a bullish perspective, guys, we've seen many altcoins stay overbought for a significant amount of time with very little retracement, right? So even on the momentum, taking a bit of a break and then continue getting bullish again, overbought, taking a bit of a break and then getting overbought once again. And that's where you get those continuations, those massive rallies that we've been seeing in the last little while. So it's all about risk to reward. In my opinion, right now, your entries are not absolutely the best. I'll be honest. Great entries would be here or even down here at this previous low where we were talking about buying the dip. These were the entries that I've been talking about here on the channel. Now we're kind of lifting up, right? But you still have a good potential move to the upside. What about if we get up to this level, which I'm expecting maybe a bit of a reaction at about 3K? That for me is a nice psychological level, and we could potentially get there where we want maybe takes a bit of profits, right? So this is potential scenario. Now, if we do get there, that's a really good bullish thing. Backtest, confirmation, load up again at about 2300, and then continuation, all very possible. My only issue, again, the daily is very overbought. The 4-day is looking for a continuation up. And what is the weekly looking like? The weekly, you know, still in the chop zone. Reality speaking, it's still in the chop zone. We can hesitate here for the next little while as well. So the weekly is still kind of giving us that, yeah, maybe a pullback is due. Confirmation low gave me that double bottom with a nice good bullish divergence, and we're off to the races again. So again, DCA right now, leave a bit of dry powder on the side just in case we come back down to these levels if that happens. But honestly, you want to have a bit of exposure just in case we get a true altcoin season and this thing decides to run to about 3K. And then I'm interested. Even here at about 2300, I'll be happy to take a bit of profits off the table. because you want to de-risk. If I got in a bit here and a bit around this level, and this is why I am interested in taking a bit of profits. Why? Because let's say my average entry is right around here. I'm up 53% on Ethereum, and the reality is Ethereum in comparison to Bitcoin didn't even do much, right? So we kind of want a bit of a pattern here to show us that there's a pivot, and this is not really a pivot point pattern, and this is what kind of bothers me. Now we're getting a bit of divergence here. If you follow, let's see, from here to here, lower lows, and we got the follow through, guys. Right now it's, you know, Ethereum could definitely continue to this level at least, and this is where I'm going to start to get defensive on my gains, which is a pretty good scenario. Ultimately, I wonder what those bears are looking at, if they're considering this a dip where we could, you know, get a continuation pattern based on this bear flag, or is this a pivot point where we're actually going to get that bounce. Guys, that's all I got for you for today with regards to Ethereum. If I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor and slap the like button. I'm going to be live tonight at 7:30 Eastern where we can discuss more altcoins. And of course, if you have any projects you want me to cover, that is a great time and place for you to make those requests. Guys, feel free to join that Discord. The Discord's a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and all that good stuff. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and see you tonight. And don't forget, buy the dip.